Oh shit.
What up?
It's time for your favorite show. Spoiler alert. The show where we may or may not spoil your favorite topic, depending on when you're tuning in. So please listen at your own risk. Either way, here's a spoiler alert to start off your day. Laughter and good times are definitely on their way. Don't forget to hit that follow button on Twitch. Make sure you turn your notifications on. Again, our show airs live every Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Also follow us on Twitter and YouTube at Spoiler Alert for You. Again, that's at Spoiler Alert, the number 4 and the letter U. My name is Justin Time, your host, and spoiler alert, Time is not actually my last name, but it'd be cool if it was.
What up, y'all? My name is Nick, aka Scante. Spoiler alert, it's pronounced Scante, not Scanty. And your boy's back in the streaming game. I say back like I was ever really seriously doing it. Justin was the only real streamer in this group. But if anyone wants to ever come hang out with me on Twitch, I don't have a set schedule yet, but it is Scante. That's Scantei. Again, Scantei on Twitch. Would love to have you come hang out with me. I play all kinds of stuff. I've been doing a playthrough of Doom Eternal most recently, and I probably won't be on tonight, but within the next day or two for sure.
Cool.
Word,
I need to get back on,
Hey, man, you know what it is, man. The real is back. The veal is back. Flow Bananas here. Peel is back. You know what it is, man. It's your boy Big Black. You know what it is. And I'm big and I'm black. You already knew that, though. You know what I'm saying? And you two motherfuckers, I'm talking about you and you.
Shit. Here we go.
Y'all have really been wanting me to, like, stream, and I think I'm gonna do
Oh.
it, man. I think I'm gonna try to figure out a way to stream with y'all. I just think it'd be funny as fuck, and I'm like, you know what?
Oh, it would.
Fuck it, man.
It would.
If I can get right, I'm gonna stream with you boys, man.
It would. I'm sorry, Ryan. I automatically think you're gonna have something negative to say, and you're gonna like cuss us out about something because you was like, "You
Yeah,
two
I did
motherfuckers."
too. I was like,
And I was
bracing
literally
myself.
like, "What the hell did we do now?" So, yeah, I need to get back to regularly streaming myself. Right now, I'm only doing pretty much this show, and then if we play Siege or something afterwards. So I actually need to get back because I play video games all the fucking time, and I just don't stream. I also, like, I don't know, it's more comfortable to play from my couch, and I need to figure out a way to make playing from my desk like more comfortable, and then I probably would stream more often. So anyways, we'll figure it out. But you said you've been running through Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Doom Eternal is the second. It's the sequel to the Doom. I don't know if you can really call it a remake. Doom 2016. So it's a good time. It's nonstop heavy metal, blood, gore, action, jumping around, sprinting around. Watch me die a lot.
Did you
I had
ever
like
see-
5 whole viewers at one
There you
point last
go.
night. 10 unique viewers. I had somebody from Russia join the stream, which was
From
cool.
Mother
I think they were
Russia.
only there for like 2 seconds, but they got that little after action report
Yeah.
from Twitch, and I was like, 10 unique viewers. All right.
Did you have you ever seen the Doom movie?
Oh yeah, with the
Dude,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
dude, I fucking love it. I love
It's
that
so
movie.
bad,
Dude,
but I love
it's
it.
so bad.
Forgot all
but it's
about
so
that
good.
movie, bro.
It's,
Dude, it's
my,
terrible.
My
It's
favorite
worse than,
part
like,
of the
Resident
movie.
Evil.
My favorite part of the movie, though, is first of all, the first, and second, and third Resident Evils were fantastic. The rest of them,
Yeah,
were
okay,
trash.
fair. Yeah.
But
I mean,
my
like,
favorite part of the
modern day.
movie is when it goes into like first person viewpoint, and it's like you're playing the game, and he's like running through the hall, shooting everybody. That was awesome. That was a pretty cool scene. But yeah, the movie is absolutely terrible, but I love it. Like, I love that movie.
I'll have to look this up because I remember reading at some point what they spent just to make that scene.
Yes.
Cost of scene in Doom.
It was like really expensive, and they didn't make anywhere near as much money like for the movie. I know that much.
Oh no, it absolutely bombed. Let's see.
They should make another one like modern. Doom.
And bring back the
Of
Rock.
the modern
Rock
of
and
the previous
Keith
modern.
Urban again. Yeah.
Dude, I am a huge fan of The Rock. I mean, I know he's not like the best actor out there, but I enjoy the things that he's in because it's pretty much going to be a high octane action movie. So no complaints from me.
So, question.
Yep.
What makes him not a good actor?
Okay.
Like, I feel like he's a decent actor.
Good point.
He's not bad.
Good
He's not
point.
bad.
Has he had anything that really shows range outside of like action and maybe like, I don't know, like side comedy, Like, I guess that's why people don't consider him like a good actor. But you're right. I think that's a little too harsh. I mean, he definitely is typecast. I'll tell you movies I appreciate that he's in. Him and Kevin Hart in the Jumanji series, so Jumanji 1 and Jumanji 2, that actually really showed their range for them because they had to play like the teenagers that were playing their characters. And then in the second one, they were actually different people than they were in the first one. And I actually really, really appreciated that. I thought they did a fantastic job there. But yeah, you're right, Ryan. I shouldn't say he's not a good actor. I personally enjoy everything that he's in. So
he's one of those actors that he's got like one or two characters that he plays, and he plays them very well. And that's what he's successful at. Like, The Walking Tall though is a movie that people kind of sleep on. That was a good movie with Sean William Scott.
Yeah, I just watched Walking Tall the other day. Actually, that's the one with what's his name's in it too. Fucking the dude from Jackass, Johnny Knoxville. Isn't he in Walking Tall?
Oh yeah.
I just watched
like
Walking Tall.
like idiot.
Yeah, exactly. I just watched it. Like it probably was like a little bit like a month ago or so. Love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. Fucking and I think my favorite of his is Hobbs and Shaw.
Of course,
dude, Hobbs and Shaw had me rolling like the whole movie.
The whole movie.
Two of my favorite action heroes. Yeah. Loved it.
I mean, I love him in the Fast franchise, and I hope he's in 10. I know they're like saying, like, I know Vin Diesel asked him to be in 10, and he said no, but I think that's just a publicity stunt. I think he's actually going to show up, especially if this is like the last one. Like, I hope he does. I don't think it'll be the same.
One last ride. Oh, we got some people talking in the chat. Justin and Ryan will be arguing all the time. Yes, it's true, Roxy. They were arguing before we even started today. E. Connor said the movie Dune was incredibly bad. I always watch it when it's on late TNT TBS. It's definitely one of those movies that, like, if it's on TV, you're watching it.
It always comes on TNT. It always comes on TNT. It's always there.
Yeah. Despair says he's a good singer. He sang in Moana. I forgot about Moana. Moana was a good ass movie.
They're making a live action Moana, and he is playing the character,
and he's in it. Yep.
I think him and the person that played the lead female role is in it too. Like they actually cast them as the live action people. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah, I'm all about it. She says that's range. I agree. Roxy says she also liked the Jumanji movies. Despair says he could win an EGOT.
I don't know about
that. An EGOT.
It's like
what's that one?
It's like where you get the Emmy, the Grammy, the Oscar, and I forget what the last
Tony
one is. Yeah, exactly. You get all like 4.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a stretch.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I love
we'll
him.
See.
I love him. But yeah, and Beast Boy says for family.
For family. For family. When we go see Fast X, we're gonna make sure we count how many times they say family in that movie. That could be like a drinking game for those movies. Every time somebody says family, you got to take a drink.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, hey, quick question before we like move on. Has Vin Diesel fell off?
Was he ever on?
Bro, Triple X, come on.
I mean,
Chronicles of Riddick.
You didn't like the Chronicles of Riddick?
No, but what I'm saying is, like, I just feel like that's Vin Diesel. Like, I guess I'm just saying, like, I feel like he's doing the same thing he's always done. Like, so was there ever an on or an off? Like, I don't feel like he fell off because there was nothing. Like, it wasn't like he was like on a hot streak. I was just like, oh, he showed up in Triple X. Like, oh, he's in the Fast and Furious movies. Like, it's just Vin Diesel doing what he's doing.
He was coming out with a lot. He was more frequently in bigger movies though in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And now he's like pretty much just got the Fast and Furious franchise.
I know another Riddick movie is coming. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're making another Riddick. So.
Really?
Yeah, I enjoyed those. I thought those were pretty good movies. So.
Dude, back in what was it, 2000? I don't know, 5. Like what? I don't know. When did that?
What, the first
movies come
Pitch
out?
Black?
Yeah,
the first one. I think the first
Chronicles of Riddick.
The first one was Pitch Black, and I think that one was like it might have been 2001. I mean, he was Riddick in that movie, but that was the title of the first one.
Dude, it was not possible for a human being to look cooler than this right here at that time. Impossible to look cooler than this.
Yeah, I love the Riddick movies, but yeah, I think they are making another one. So,
okay, I always thought Chronicles of Riddick was the first one. I didn't realize
that came out after Pitch Black. Yeah, and then there's another one.
I watched them.
Yeah.
So could he see anything out of those goggles? Probably not. Right?
Yes,
dude.
It gave him night vision. The reason he wore the goggles was because during the day it was too bright for him to see. So.
His eyes were basically NVGs.
Yeah,
I'm talking about in real life. Like in real life.
No,
do you think he
absolutely
was-
not. No,
Oh, what?
There's
No.
no way in hell, right? There's too many spaces in his eyes.
Well, actually, Oakley did come out with a pair of sunglasses that looked like this, and I wish I could remember what they were called, but they looked like these goggles here. Oakley.
Oh well, look, first thing
looks
there.
like
Oakley.
Oakley Riddick glasses. Clifton. I think they were these, maybe.
hey, bro, you like a supervillain, guys.
Yeah, dude. Oh
Those
no,
are
no, no. These are
definitely
the ones I'm thinking about. Look at this.
Those are definitely
These were
some
legitimately
supervillain.
a pair of sunglasses that Oakley came out with in the early 2000s.
Of course they did. Definitely look like a supervillain with those.
Look, dude, you got white and black people can wear it.
Pretty sure they didn't discriminate when they made those. fucking
Right,
glasses.
exactly.
This
Oh,
man ran in it. Oh, he's an Olympian and he ran in them.
Did he lose? Please see if he won. Like I gotta know it. Like that motherfucker, like he got super speed.
We don't even
Like, I
know
ain't
his
even gonna-
name. Good stuff.
Oh, it's funny.
All right.
that was a
We got a
tangent.
little
All
bit
right.
more in the chat. Suki said if they do a live action Moana, will Alan Tudyk, I hope I said his last name right, reprise his role as Hey.
Hey.
I have no
It's a
idea.
Chicken.
No idea. I just know that the only one I'm 100% sure about is they cast The Rock. My name is Despair. They'd have to have the chicken. Beast Boy, he like The Rock. He plays an action actor. I think he's talking about Vin Diesel. So Jason
Yeah.
Statham, always action packed for sure.
Jason Statham's my boy. Like, man, that guy does no wrong. I
Does no
can
wrong?
watch any. There's not a Jason Statham movie I don't love, and they're all the same.
They're all the same.
He's like living a rough life. He's got a crazy, mysterious past. He's just trying to mind his own business, and then there's some girl or some innocent person that gets in trouble, and he has to come out and kick a bunch of people's ass to save her. Every Jason Statham movie, every single one. Doesn't matter.
What was his
I love
recent
every
movie?
one of them.
I don't know.
What was his most recent one?
It was a recent movie. I think he got hired as like I don't know. He was almost basically an Amazon driver or some shit like that.
Okay.
And I don't know. It was something. It was pretty sick. The trailer looked dope.
I don't know.
I
There's too many-
guarantee you he has a mysterious past and he's just trying to mind his own business. And then there's somebody's going to be in trouble.
You
And
know-
Mr. Amazon driver has to kick some ass to save
Fuck,
him.
man, I really gotta find this fucking movie now.
Please
man.
save him. I
Like,
guarantee you it will be something along those
Lex
lines.
is
And
back
I
in
will
the
watch
chat.
it,
Lex
100%.
and Lex said Ryan with sleeves. I know we rarely ever get to see him in sleeves. So
hey, man, y'all kiss my ass, man. You know, Evan, you and he kind of said the same shit because it was like what 40, 50 degrees when we was watching The Last of Us at Nick's house. And, I mean, I just like being comfortable, bro. Like,
yeah,
I
but
don't
you
think
wear
understand.
like no sleeves during the winter, and then you're like, oh, it's hot outside. Let me put some sleeves on. Like it doesn't. You're
Let's throw a
backwards.
polo on.
Right,
now.
exactly. It doesn't make sense. But hey, you do you, bro.
Well, how
You
about
do
both of y'all
you.
just kiss my ass? How about that? I like wearing what the fuck I want to wear. Like, how
Exactly.
about
That's
that?
why I said you do you, bro. All right, moving on. I feel like that was some good back and forth banter about my man Jason Statham, Vin Diesel, The Rock. They should all be in a movie together that's not The Expendables. But I do love The Expendables, by the way. Those are.
Boy, do I have a movie for you. Fast and Furious.
I was hoping somebody would pick up on that.
Oh, I thought you. I didn't realize.
No,
Damn.
I was
Thought I had
doing it on purpose. All right, so we're moving on to our next section. You guys know what we're headed. Spoiled news. So basically bringing you topics about different things that are going on in the world. First up, we have the Marvels trailer. I am super excited to watch this. I was going to watch it beforehand, but I didn't get a chance. So we will watch it during the stream. Again, we know the volume is low. We do apologize. We are working on it. We're hoping to have that fixed soon. But, you know, just turn your volume up and let's check out this trailer together and then we'll talk about it.
Turn me up. Brody,
By the
turn
way,
me
it's
up.
called Operation Fortune.
Operation Fortune. I literally have not heard of that, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
We're getting a couple shout outs for Crank in the chat. And
Crank,
are
love
definitely
Crank.
The best Jason Statham movies. Fucking
Oh,
love them.
Transporter probably. Is
Transporter
No,
was
I'll give
sick.
you. No, you're right. You're right.
Transporter
I-
for sure.
First Crank. That's debatable. All right, let's do this. Turn this up.
Turn me up.
Captain Rambo? What the hell?
Nick Fury, let's go.
Entering the jump point perimeter. Gonna get you some readings, Fury. Hello? Hello?
Captain Rambo?
All right, Kamala.
It's a child.
Avengers 10?
That's Miss Marvel.
Where's Captain Rambo?
What the? Hi.
We're looking for Kamala Khan.
Okay, so our powers are entangled. I can manipulate light energy. And you, I could totally show you. Not again! Hi. Where's our daughter? Wherever you were.
Do they switch
Yeah,
dimension?
looks like it.
Oh my god.
We're a team. Oh, no, we're not a team. We're not a team.
Interesting.
I liked it. I think it's gonna, like Nick said, it looks interesting. I kind of like the concept of the whole like power switching thing. So for those of you that don't know, if you didn't see, so Kamala Khan, she had her debut in the Disney Plus TV series Miss Marvel, which basically showed her getting her powers, and she's a huge Captain Marvel fan, which is why her name is Miss Marvel. And then spoiler alert, actually at the end of that show, basically was one of the scenes in this show where you see Captain Marvel show up in her room. So they're basically picking up where the TV series left off. So
Wait, what TV series?
Miss Marvel.
Marvel.
Kamala Khan TV series.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
she had-
realize that was.
Yeah, she had a Disney Plus TV series that introduced her and her
Okay.
powers. It was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. Interesting fact, this trailer became the most like disliked trailer on YouTube in like under 2 hours. And let's talk about it. I'll go ahead and give my thoughts on it. I just think that there are some butthurt men who basically see a female-led movie and they have no other reason to do anything but hate. Because you go look at some of the comments and that's all it's basically about is like, oh, Marvel's now catering to, the liberal media and all of that crap by like casting these like female leads and stuff. And it just, as you just did, Nick, roll your eyes. So it's wild. And it's just like, there was like, that is a typical Marvel trailer. Like there was nothing about that trailer that was different than any other Marvel trailer that we've seen. So, and it looked interesting to me. So I'm excited for the movie.
Whatever. I'm not even gonna like waste my time talking about those guys. I mean, it looked like they're kind of going for the like Spider-Man thing, where they had like the different ones switching back and forth, but then they team up at the end. There'll probably be like a lot of back and forth banter. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I think it looks fun. I'm down for it. The like goons that they were fighting looked pretty crappy though. It's like something out of like a Power Rangers.
I was about to say the same thing.
Dog. That's exactly what the fuck
Power
I was
Rangers?
thinking.
Yeah, definitely. First thing that came to mind was Power Rangers. So, but Nick Fury's in
Marvel.
it, so I'll.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm here for Nick Fury, Brie Larson, all them. That should be good.
Yeah, I mean it didn't excite me, but I mean I'm still gonna go see it.
Right.
I ain't got nothing negative to say about it. It just didn't excite me. Like, and then I'm just starting to get like everybody else. It's like, here goes another superhero movie. Like, we'll see what's up. So
Yeah, you talking about like the superhero fatigue and like how everybody's talking about it. I'm not necessarily tired of superhero movies. I'm just tired of mediocre superhero movies. It's just like, I think that's what's like the fatigue for me is just like, you go to the movie and it's just like, this was just okay. Like, I don't know. I think Marvel in their first 3 phases set the bar so damn high. It is very hard for me to get excited like I used to get excited when I saw like Iron Man and Captain America, and the original Avengers like teaming up together. There are some things that still get me pumped, but it's very hard to get me back to that level. And I just think because the bar was so high. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what I think. I heard you talk about this before. Like, there's standards for like a movie, and there's standards for like a Marvel movie. Like, Marvel literally has their own separate set of standards, at least in my mind.
Yep.
And you can only raise that bar so many times. So I'm sure it will not be a bad movie. Peace Boy says Captain Marvel wasn't that good. I remember that not being super well received. I never saw it. Did y'all? Either of y'all?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It gave like Nick Fury a lot of screen time. Like, you learn kind of about his origins and becoming like, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I thought that was pretty cool. It wasn't like one of my favorite movies, but it wasn't by far, one of the worst Marvel movies that I've seen. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was good for what it was.
I think I remember seeing it, but I don't know. I forgot it now. So
What is the worst Marvel movie, do you think?
Ooh,
you need to ask Justin.
You talking about in the MCU or like in general?
In like the modern MCU, so not Fantastic Four.
Okay, because I was about to say Fantastic Four is up there. Also, some of the X-Men movies are up there. Out of the MCU, so like phases 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think most people would agree like Thor Dark World is pretty bad. I enjoyed it, but I can see why people say it's a bad movie. Also, Iron Man 2, it literally didn't serve any purpose other than just being an Iron Man movie. So those are probably some of the ones that like stand out to me. There's probably some others that I can't think of off the top of my head, but yeah, it's not, in my opinion, Captain Marvel wasn't as bad as those. So,
Ryan, thoughts?
I don't have a bad Marvel movie, like, honestly, because I can't remember a good amount of them.
There's so many of them, right?
It's kind of weird. There's so many of them where it's like I remember the recent ones, and I think that's it. So it's like I can't figure out one where I'm just like, that's horrible. Because
I'm looking at the list, and I'm trying to see if there are any others that stand out to me, but those seem to be the biggest ones.
I remember falling asleep during Age of Ultron, and I don't know if it was like a good or a bad movie. But people consider for like an hour of that movie.
People consider Age of Ultron to be the weakest of the Avengers movies, so like the team up movies. And I can see why. Because you're talking Avengers 1, which is the first time we get to see them team up, which is of course amazing. And then you got Infinity War as Avengers 3, and then Endgame as Avengers 4. But I loved Age of Ultron because Age of Ultron was the first Avengers movie where it was like, we didn't have to deal with any of that. Like, are we going to be a team? Are we not going to be a team? It like started off with them being a team and whooping ass. And I just thoroughly enjoyed that whole mechanic of it. But I can understand why people, consider it the weakest one out of all of those. So
that's fair. Civil War was almost an Avengers movie.
Yes, and Civil War had so many
it should have been, basically.
Yeah,
Civil War is fantastic. The Captain America movies have all been great. The first one I know people consider to be weak because it's like World War II.
Yeah.
But when you think about Winter Soldier, like hands down one of my favorite and what I consider one of the best Marvel movies. Civil War is up there as well. Like, those two are just phenomenal. And then Infinity War is probably my favorite of all the MCU movies. So,
yeah. I was just curious.
Yep. Cool. Good stuff. Well, the Marvels will be coming. I forgot what the date was on that. So,
it is. I can show you.
Well, whenever it comes out, we will all be going to see that together.
Be there.
Yes, we will be bringing you an in-depth, spoiled and unspoiled review November 10th.
November 10th. All right.
So we've
cool.
got a while.
We got a while. Far.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, it's only
we're in April.
8 months.
So yeah, 8 months or so. I think there's some other Marvel stuff coming out before then, but yeah, cool. Anything going on in the chat specific to the Marvels?
Yes, people just like talking back and forth. trailer didn't give a lot of detail about the plot. I agree. Despair is like it feels like it kind of assumed that you had seen the show and like kind of knew what was going on. As someone who hadn't, I was very lost, but still looks like it's going to be fun. That one thing in the Marvel movies will always do well is cater to both people who know the background and people who have never seen another Marvel movie in their life. They strike that balance very well every time.
They really do. Casual watchers and then Justin. So
Yeah, exactly. For me and then Justin.
Honestly though, I've become.
Lex?
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say I've become more casual since the end of Phase 3, since Endgame.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not as casual as like the rest of folks, but it's not as serious as it was for me before that. Like, every time a new movie would come out, I would go back and watch all the previous movies, no matter how many of them there were. So I don't do that anymore because it's way too much time on my hands.
Realistic.
But...
Lex says that the most recent Ant-Man was maybe the worst.
What?
Hot.
That
take.
is definitely a hot take. I think, regardless of everything else that was going on, Jonathan Majors absolutely killed it as Kang. So, that alone puts it above some of the other movies, in my personal opinion. But, hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
To each their own. E. Connor said The Dark World and Love and Thunder were trash.
Love and Thunder was horrible.
I liked
right.
Love and Thunder. I think it got a little bit of a bad rep. Yes,
I fell asleep twice.
It was very goofy. I will give it that. But you got to think the movie before it was Multiverse of Madness, which was Marvel's probably darkest movie to date. So I think I appreciated. Yeah, I appreciated like the light humor of Love and Thunder. So just personal opinion.
What was the one before that? The other Thor movie that was like fun and lighthearted.
Yeah,
Ragnarok.
Yeah, this one was a little more, I shouldn't say a little. It was more goofy than even Ragnarok was. Because Ragnarok, I think some people were even like, this is teetering on the line of like being a little too goofy for Thor. So, hey, we've had over 30 movies. Not all of them are going to be bangers out the park, right? Like there's bound to be some duds and some middle tier movies in there. So
for sure.
Cool.
Anything else on that?
Think I'm good. Who's up next?
All right, cool. I'll move on to my news here. Speaking of movies and movies that we are excited about, Ghost of Tsushima. I know this is something that Ryan will be excited about as well. Ghost of Tsushima movie is coming.
They're making a
at
movie?
an undetermined date. Dude, not only are they making a Ghost of Tsushima movie, it is directed by Chad Stahelski, who directed all 4 of the John Wick movies.
Yep.
What, dude? I'm so excited.
This
This is my first
hearing.
hearing. I did not know they were making a Ghost of Tsushima movie.
Excited.
You were the one who put me on that game, and I played that from start to finish like nonstop. It was awesome, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Ever to make to try that game. Very excited that they're even making one. Even more excited that it's the director of John Wick, and he also says that he wants it to be even more visually appealing than the game. Not really sure if that's possible, but his head's in the right place.
Shoot for the stars, homie.
I know we have some fans of this game in the chat. Suki, I know, loves that game. She bought all the DLC, and Despair has definitely seen me play that game quite a bit. So,
dude, the freaking one-on-one samurai duels, like some of the best like action in a freaking game I've seen in a long time. And like playing that shit on like the hard difficulty, oh my god, like it will make you want to throw your freaking controller. But it is so much fun, man. It was that game was badass. I loved it.
It was amazing. So much fun. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah,
I love
Brian,
it. That shit encouraged the smoke, bro. Like you just walking up badass and you see like 3 people and then you just challenge them to a fucking duel and it's like fucking sick, bro.
Oh, the standoffs were so awesome, bro.
Smoke.
When you got a standoff and chop somebody's head off and the rest of them started running,
it was sick, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, there was so many moments. Oh man, yeah, I love like any game that incorporates like stealth very well. I always appreciate. So I really appreciated the stealth element of this game. It was awesome.
I also love when they don't like punish you. Like I love stealth games, and I love playing like both ways. But I want the option to just go loud and go crazy, would not be punished for it if I want to.
Yep, I understand.
So like Hitman, I love the Hitman games, but I just get tired of them because I'm like, oh, he spotted me. I got to start the whole fucking thing over again. Or like, oh, this person found this body, so I got to start it. Like, come on, bro, just let me enjoy it. But
I
either way, I'm excited.
cool.
In other news, other good news that at least in my opinion, apparently, reportedly, console scalpers are now having to slash prices in order to move all this inventory that they've been sitting on. So
Oh,
I haven't been watching this too closely because I haven't been seriously considering buying a PS5 yet. But apparently, they've caught up on production or maybe demand dropped off. Either way, scalpers are sitting on big stacks of these consoles that they bought at $600-700 a piece, and we're
Mm.
thinking they could sell it at 800 to $1,000, and now they're having to sell it for like 400 or like 250, and everyone's just like, sucks to suck.
Supply and demand.
Get what you want. I mean, you caused a shortage, and now here you are sitting on a bunch of inventory. That's your fault. So I love to see it. Something that is less close to my heart, but I know a lot of our viewers will be excited about, is there is a crossover between Attack on Titan and Fortnite now.
Yes.
And have y'all seen the footage from this?
I've seen it. Looks dope. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it looks pretty awesome, but we're not big like Fortnite people, so
We're not.
I probably won't try it out. But I mean, what hasn't at this point Fortnite like crossed over with? Like, they've done John Wick, they've done Jurassic Park, they've done Avengers, like any franchise you can think of, they've had some type of event for it. And it makes me think, like, where the hell are they, like, who are these people that are signing these contracts to get all of this like exclusive
Right?
content for this game? Like, it's insane.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I've told you this before, that I've never seen a game coast so much on the intellectual property of other people. Like, it's like the reason that they're still alive. But I wonder the same thing. I'm like, who is just like, I mean, I'm sure these developers, whoever it is, like, get a big chunk of, proceeds from the V-Bucks or whatever it is that you pay to buy these skins in Fortnite. So it's probably very lucrative for them. But it's shocking to me how many different pieces of IP.
But you
into
know
Fortnite.
what? But you know what? As much as I dislike Fortnite, I will give them credit where credit is due. I appreciate that they have come out with one game and they've stuck to it, and they've dedicated money and resources to continuing to release content for that game. Same as Apex Legends. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty, coming out with a new game every year and it being trash. So they should just take their cues from them. I mean, it's clearly been proven you do not need to release a game every year. So I know we talk about this all the time, but I will shout it from the rooftops until the day that I die, because it just really upsets me what Call of Duty has done to like that franchise. So just a point there, but moving on.
No, you're right. I mean, it's the world we live in now as we move more towards this like digital age, subscription based stuff. You don't need to put out a game every single year, Madden, to like keep making money. Like, you can just
2K.
You have DLC now.
MLB, any sports game. They release a game
Any
every
sports
year.
game, bro.
It makes no sense, dude. And they'll change like 2 buttons. Like, oh, you can pass with triangle now instead of circle. Give me $70. And it's just like, come on, bro.
But here's the thing, though, and you got to think of it this way, too. How are you going to update the graphics? I don't think you can update graphics just by doing an actual update, can you?
I mean,
You can if it's a digital game. Yeah.
And also, I don't need updated graphics every year. Like, if it's in 4K now, it's going to be in 4K next year. Like,
Yeah, but you make little small tweaks and it's like sharper and shit like that. Like, remember when we was playing Apex on like PS4 and then all of a sudden we downloaded the PS5 version and we're like, bro, that shit looks sick. I mean,
yeah, but if
think
they
about it,
came out with
man.
like an Apex 2 right now, like, how much different would it look than Apex right now on PS5? Like, the gap to me is not that large like anymore. Of course, when you're talking about different generations of systems, yeah, I understand and I agree. But like, if you're on the same system and there's not a new system coming out like next year, like, I don't need a game every year. I'd rather you dedicate the resources to making the game that you came out with great, take some time to make the next game great. Even just putting a year gap in between would make a world of a difference. Like, we're not telling you to not release a game for 10 years. We're just saying, like, come out with content that keeps us coming back to this game while you work on the next game, instead of just pumping it out year after year after year.
It's like Final Fantasy. Like, Final Fantasy is a successful franchise because they put out a game every few years and it's legitimately different and they upgrade the graphics. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you know more than I do, but it seems like they've been way more sustainable in putting out consistently quality games than Madden,
For
2K,
sure.
Call of Duty.
For sure. A little different though, because I mean, like different stories, different mechanics. Like it's a
Mhm.
little different, but yeah.
And I mean, and it's
Fair enough.
easier to like make a football game, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, good, right? Like, because
Yeah.
there's not much you can change year after year. But with Call of Duty, it's just like they drastically change things every
Dude.
year, and I don't understand why. It's like, why are you not sticking to what people love and enjoy? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I've never been so annoyed at a game than when I booted that up for the first time. I was just trying to navigate the menu to build a
Menu,
fucking
yeah.
loadout.
Oh my
I was just
God.
like,
The
what?
load-
What am I doing? Why did you make this so incredibly stupid? Like
Yep.
none of it makes any sense. It is like, you had games 20 years ago with the UI user interface that was fine. It was fine. There was
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it. Why are you changing it?
Why are you changing it?
I know.
They're making it overly
We can
complex.
get off on those.
Well, we know, like, this Call of Duty tried too hard to be like Tarkov and Fortnite and every other game out there instead of being
Yeah.
like Call of Duty. Like, and that honestly was their downfall for this game. So,
Agreed. All right, we'll move on and keep moving. I know
All
we got
right.
a lot to cover here. One more little teaser that I have for y'all. If you stick around until after our movie review of Super Mario Brothers, I'm going to give a list of the top 10 grossing video game movies of all time.
all right.
Should
Cool.
be an interesting conversation. But Brian, over to you, dog.
Hey man, honestly speaking, I mean, shit, you know, we got hot hands and then we got refrigerator ice bricks on your hands when we're talking about the PS5 patented controller. Stop looking so fucking confused, Jay.
I mean, I was
You
confused.
know I gotta give like some type of rollout, you know what I'm saying?
You're right,
And the
I'm
shit
sorry.
gotta sound good. You know I have to,
Yeah.
all right? But you always fuck it up. You seem to fuck shit up. I don't know why. Anyway,
It's my
hey,
fault.
look, because man, you always give the look and you always gotta make
Okay,
me fucking pause and shit
I'm
like
sorry,
that,
my
bro.
bad.
Every
I
single
apo-
time
I
you get that
apologize.
condescending ass look, bro. This shit trash, bro. You get tired of this shit,
Nick
man.
had a look too. You didn't say anything to him.
No, because I look straight at you because I know what the fuck you gonna do.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey man,
All right,
the
continue.
PlayStation has a patent
hands,
now.
cold hands.
They're working on a patent for a hot and cold, basically a controller. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like, and this shit's pretty damn sick. Like, I'm starting to think about it. So, like, say you're playing Horizon or whatnot, and then like it's cold as shit, so the controller is gonna get cold. And then, like, you know, you jump in like a pool of lava, and then the controller gets hot and shit. You know, like, I don't know. It's small things, right? Now, granted, I bet you that controller gonna be like $200, $300, knowing Sony and shit. But all I'm saying is, like, that controller is gonna be pretty damn sick. It's crazy how technology is working right now.
So
Yeah.
I will say, like, based off of like hot and cold, like on the game, personally not interested in that. Like, I don't need my controller to get cold if I'm in like a tundra in a game. Now what I will say would be pretty interesting is if it's like temperature controlled to where like, oh, like you've been playing for a long time, the controller's getting hot, you know, getting kind of like sweaty because your hands are sweating. If it can like cool itself off and in turn like cool your hands, help like dry them, something like that, that would be pretty fucking awesome. But like just to have the controller turn cold, like if I'm going through like, I don't know, like I said, a winter tundra or something, or get hot if I'm in the desert, I personally like don't need that. I'm not paying $300 for that personally.
I don't
Let's
know,
see.
man.
Let's
I
see what
like-
this man says.
Is interesting. Sony has registered a patent that could change a controller's temperature to hot or cold depending on the gameplay or player's actions. What, you thought I was going to burn my hands or something? I mean, it can't be that drastic, right? To get that hot or cold? I mean, there's a battery inside here, so there's got to be safety precautions. Ow, 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 ow.
Okay.
All right, well, that was lame.
That was
Damn, this shit was corny as fuck.
that
But anyway,
was
what I'm
corny
saying
as
is,
shit.
think about like you right, and then all of a sudden you go like Hadouken, you know what I'm saying? And then you some of this shit wouldn't be sick, bro. I'm just saying.
What if they like incorporated a shock? So if you get shocked, you like shock your hands.
Yeah, if you get
From
shot,
Baraka.
you feel it in your hand, you know, all that type of stuff.
I don't know. I'm with Justin. I think that they need, like, I'm down for new features, but it has to be done right, because I remember even with the PS4 controller, it had the little speaker in the controller and it would like do like wind and stuff outside of the speaker, and I was just like, this is just annoying. Like, I don't really.
It's still
I'm not
PS5
really a big
still
fan of
does
this
that.
anymore.
PS5 has the speaker too. And it, like
Really?
Yeah, it
certain
still
thi-
does that shit.
Yeah, certain
Yeah.
things will come through the speaker that won't come through the game, and I'm just like, why? Like, let me be able
Yeah.
to hear it in my ears. So, yeah, it is what it is. It reminds me, take me back to the Dreamcast controller, right? And that like screen it had on it that served no purpose. So,
Hell yeah. All right.
good stuff. All
We
right.
got some stuff going off in the chat here. The Fortnite and what was my other one? Ghost of Tsushima really got a lot of stuff going. So Suki got very excited. She said it better not be a lie. Lex said they wouldn't lie to us. Of course we wouldn't, Lex.
Of course we would.
Suki said, but the sources
Wait,
might...
before you continue, yes, I would. If I was about to go to jail.
Why would you?
If I was about to go to jail,
lie?
I'd lie the fuck out of y'all. Fuck y'all. I don't give a fuck y'all going to jail, motherfucker. Shit. I don't give a fuck
Okay.
about
What,
none
what
of
could
that
we
shit.
possibly be
So-
discussing on this show that you would need to lie about to avoid going to prison?
I'm just speaking of
This
the
isn't a
general concern.
Minecraft.
I'm just
Discord.
speaking
We're
in
not
general,
leaking
man.
classified U.S. documents here.
Well, we know Ryan would be snitching.
Yeah, right.
Oh well. I'm out.
Everybody
Snitches
going to jail when
get
Ryan's around.
stitches, cuz.
Lex said maybe that she can slide in and get a PS5. A little hand rubbing. I'm with you, Lex. Maybe I can find one.
Wow,
But
the
at the
scalper.
same time, I don't want to give the scalper any money.
Any
So I'm
money
like,
at
eh.
all, even if it's $250.
$250, I consider it.
Okay.
If it was brand new in the box, in the packaging, I'd even consider $300.
All right.
Beast Boy says, imagine if Fortnite made a movie. What would they make a movie out of?
Every
Yeah, I
movie we already,
know.
every
Is there-
movie we
Is
already
there
had.
Fortnite lore? Is there a plot? I don't like legitimately. I don't know.
Well, the original game of Fortnite was like a zombie like shooter. Like you would build like how you build in the game. It would be you and 3 other friends, and you'd build, and like you'd have to shoot zombies. I don't even know if that's still something you can do in the game. And then they like released the battle royale, and that took off. So maybe the Fortnite movie would be about the zombie portion of it. But technically, wouldn't a Fortnite movie just be every movie that's coming out? Because literally every time a movie comes out,
Yes.
they get the content for. Like, I would not be
Yes.
surprised if they get like Super Mario Bros. Theme shit like next, because that was like a movie that came out. So
Ryan, were you saying something earlier?
No, it wasn't. I don't think so.
I thought I might have cut you off. I didn't want to.
Nah, you good.
And there's a little bit of back and forth here. Lex says, "This is my last COD, and I mean it this time." Sure, Lex. We've all said that before.
all
Sure.
have said it. I have bought
Every single last one of us.
Other than
We've all
the
said
most
that before.
recent, no, not the most recent one, the one before, like World at War, or World War One, whatever one, which one it was. That was the first time I did not buy a COD. But every other one, even though I said I wasn't gonna buy it, I ended up buying it. So, but I'm with her. I will not buy the next one. I refuse.
What if the reviews are great? Everybody talks about.
Don't
how
give a
awesome
fuck.
it is.
If the reviews
If Justin points a gun to me and says I need to buy it, I'm not buying it. Because that's what the fuck he did last time in the chat. He
Okay.
forced everybody to buy that motherfucking game, and then all of a sudden,
See,
that's
now
it.
this
Game
is
over.
shit
It's
that,
trash.
see, Nick, this is shit that he says that could send somebody to jail. I did not put a gun to this man's head at all. Like, Ryan, you were going to buy the game regardless. Like, we all thought Modern Warfare 2 was going to be fantastic, so don't go there. Secondly, if the reviews came out and it said it was like a really good game and it got great reviews all the way around, I might consider it. But I don't think that's going to happen, so unless that happens, then absolutely not. I'm not getting it.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, interesting. We'll have to see what happens with these controllers. I feel like everybody's kind of reaching for the next big thing. You got Samsung trying to do their foldable screens on the phones, and PS5 trying to do hot and cold controllers, and I don't know.
Apparently,
I feel like
iPad's
we're
about to get a foldable screen.
we're back
Really?
in the era of like Mad Catz controllers that were like clear plastic and lit up with neon on the inside.
Dog,
Everyone's
Mad
trying to
Catz
come up with something
controllers
cool.
were awesome, bro.
Fun fact.
Looked
fact.
amazing. Didn't work for shit.
Didn't
I plugged
work
it in
for
my console.
shit.
Didn't work at all.
They never
Fun fact.
worked.
My wife used to make packaging for them at her old job.
No
For
way.
Mad Catz?
Yeah.
Like, how long
I
ago
mean,
was it? Because
Did I mention the packaging was fire? It looked amazing.
See, yeah. I wonder why. The more recent ones, if I'm not mistaken, she did the packaging for a
so
good little
wait,
bit.
Mad Catz is still
Then
like
she quit.
they're still a company. They still make like shit and controllers and shit.
I mean, smaller shit, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Mad Cat? Damn. hold on.
I haven't seen anything Mad Catz in years. So I
better
thought
hope it's Mad Catz.
so
You're
I thought
about
it
to
was
be
like
in mad trouble.
I thought it was like Blockbuster or some shit. Like it just like wasn't a company anymore. So
No, they looks like they make super obnoxious gaming mice.
Oh,
Mouses?
mice.
Mouses.
Mice is the plural.
Yeah.
Mice. Yeah.
Mice. Yeah, 3 blind
And
mice.
yeah, just really, really obnoxious looking gaming mice is what I'm seeing here.
All right, so they're still in the gaming industry. They're just not in the controller part of it.
It's
anymore,
big.
so.
They're not as big.
I mean, controllers now, like with the tech that they have in them, are super expensive. Like, I mean, aftermarket control, like PS5 controllers, for example, it took them a while to come out because they had to get the adaptive triggers for it and like have that technology. So, like, it's a much harder market to get into for aftermarket controllers now than it used to be. Used to be you could find them anywhere and everywhere. Like, the most random freaking places would have some type of like, oh, PS2 controller, and like you said, Nick, you plug it in and it was like a 50-50 shot whether it would work or not.
Look at this. Y'all have to see this.
Okay, I'm gonna look
How
at it.
extra is this?
Dude, there's no way.
Bro,
That's a freaking race car.
look
That's
at
like
that thing.
that's like a miniaturized race car, bro.
It's like Optimus Prime,
Yeah, like what? That's a mouse. That's like a mouse, a mice, a mouse. That's a mouse.
a gaming mouse. Yeah, look. This is
Okay, but you can't say that
that's
shit don't
that
look
from-
sick though.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, but
that
it's
shit
too
was
much.
sitting on your
But
It's
desk.
too much.
But how like for the amount of money that I'm probably gonna have to spend for it, I like wouldn't want to use it because I'd be scared I was gonna like break it or some shit. I mean,
don't
they do
think
look
they're that
cool though.
expensive, though.
They do look cool. Like they do look
That
pretty
shit
awesome.
looks sick right there.
Oh, they make
It's
keyboards
like a
too.
Benz.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Roxy says yes. They launched mice, keyboards, and headsets.
And headsets. Okay, all right. So no longer in the controller game.
When I think
Oh
Madcast,
well,
this
there
is
you
what
go.
I think
There you
about.
go.
This
That
what
is
I
the
remember.
classic. Had the grips on the side, bro. You thought you were
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah, shit was sick. All right, do we want to
Well,
dive in?
man, we technically only have 10 minutes left. I don't know if that's enough time to like talk through like Mario, but fuck it, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
We can go over a little bit.
So, we know a lot of people last week asked us for Mario. Due to the holiday, we did not get a chance to go see it, but we did go this past weekend, and we want to bring you probably the unspoiled review. I don't think we really need to spoil anything for the Mario movie. So let's dive into it and let's talk about our thoughts. So, of course, first up, we want to talk about the plot. And so for the plot of this movie, I am going to give it an A-. I thought the story was pretty good. I didn't think it was overly complex for a kid's movie, which it shouldn't be. But I felt like there was enough like adult humor that was like subtle added in that it like kept it interesting throughout the entire movie. One of the big plot points that I appreciated, that this may be a minor spoiler, I appreciated how they did not make the only female character in the movie a damsel in distress. That was like really, really like, I enjoyed that, you know, like Princess Peach, like she actually did things in the movie. She was actually an important character, and it wasn't just like a classic Mario game where she was captured by Bowser and you have to go save her. So I thought that was really well done, and I appreciated that they added that to the plot. The movie is only an hour and 32 minutes long, but I will admit it did feel a little longer than that. There were a couple parts that were a little slow that I think they could have sped up and just kind of cut out some of that time, some of the unnecessary talking. But other than that, I thought it was very well done. So that's why I gave it the A- for the plot. Ryan, how do you feel about the plot? I'm specifically asking you for a reason.
Specifically with how long the movie is.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I fell asleep. I'm sorry. I fell the fuck asleep. Probably, and I don't even know how long I fell asleep. Probably about 10 to 15 minutes. I don't even know how long I fell asleep. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember well, I don't want to spoil it, but I remember one part and I was like, all right, cool, bet. And then all of a sudden I woke up and it's like a totally different part. I'm like, what happened? You know what I'm saying?
So-
But I didn't want to ask nobody because clearly people were looking at me sleep. So it's whatever.
You could have asked the 5-year-old that was sitting beside you. I'm sure he would have been able to give you like a very detailed synopsis of what you missed. But
Probably right.
there were a lot of kids in the movie. But you know,
There
it was a good time. Ryan, question though, did you fall asleep because the movie was boring? Or did you fall asleep because you ate like a monsoon of what we consider to be the best chicken wings in Charlotte right now before we went to the movie? Or was it a combination of both? I'm curious.
So a combination of both.
Okay.
First and foremost, for some odd reason, what so fucking ever, those wings hit late as hell. Like, what was it? A 20-minute trip to?
It was like a
15, 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
To the theater, and like I didn't feel a thing. I was just fine. I was wide the fuck awake. And then I'm pretty sure we got like 30 minutes into the movie, and all of a sudden, man, my eyes got heavy as hell. Like, I don't know what happened. And I was, like I said, all of a sudden I woke up, I was like, shit. But it also like got slow at a certain part. And I'm like, is it gonna ramp up or whatnot? And you gotta remember, it's a kids movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's that probably played a part too. I don't know, man. It is what it is.
I love how you're talking about those wings like they're edible. You're like, oh man, I ate them.
Imagine eating them wings high as fuck. Like, imagine, bro.
So
you would probably fucking cry.
They were.
saying.
I would.
Yeah.
I would cry
So,
tears of joy eating those things.
for all our fans out there, if you remember, maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, Ryan did a segment on chicken wings that Nick and I were very surprised he decided to talk about chicken wings. But I will have to say, we tried the wing place that he mentioned, BBQ Chicken, and that shit was absolutely fire. These were hands down some of the best wings like I've ever had in my life. They were so freaking good. And like even the leftovers were good, and the crunch and just the flavor. I can't wait to go back.
They're actually big too. They're not those like wimpy little skinny wings that we've been finding at places. They had girth.
Exactly.
There was weight to them. Shout out to our boy Mike over there.
Scrumptious. Nah, man. You know what, Mike? You know what? I'm gonna say shout out to Mike. I'm cool with Mike. But Mike fucked me up, man, because in my head, I literally had it to where I wanted them soy garlic wings. And that motherfucker ain't had to give me no motherfucking science less experience.
Did he hit you with it too?
You want to call it. Yeah, well, no, you told me about it.
Oh, yeah,
and before I got to the counter, I was like, I don't feel like hearing this bullshit. Let me just go ahead and call this audible right quick. Like,
so Mike was the owner.
You weren't there.
Yeah.
I walked up to him. I'm like, what do you, I'm like, I'm trying to decide between the soy garlic and the honey garlic. And I'm like, man, hey, which one do you like better? Like soy garlic or honey garlic? He's like, he looks at me like dead ass serious. Like, you want to have a real conversation? I'm like, bro, it is noon on a Sunday and I'm ordering some chicken wings. I don't know.
Bitch, no, I don't want to have a real
want to have a real conversation. I was like, yeah. He was like, he starts spouting off about how soy is in everything and it's reducing the testosterone levels of men across the world because we're eating too much soy and all this stuff, and it reduces your T levels. He's like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 32. He was like, you gotta watch out for that, man. He's like, you can't be eating that soy. It's in everything. It's dragging that testosterone down. I was like, all right, I get honey garlic, I guess. Like, I didn't know what
My man was literally like, it's like, you do realize you have this on your menu, sir, and like you want to sell them so you can make money.
Like, sir, I already listened to Joe Rogan. I don't need this from you too.
I was pissed, dog. I was so mad that when Nick told me that, I was like, damn, I really don't feel like hearing this shit. And then here's the thing, my ass literally Googled it. Like, I had to double check to make sure. I'm like,
I did too.
Is it true? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, let me find out. Like, I don't know.
Probably in copious amounts, but I doubt eating some soy garlic chicken wings would lower your testosterone.
Right.
So, anywho, we definitely got off topic there.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, the plot movie. I'm gonna give it a B.
Okay.
Like you said, pretty simple, no frills, predictable, but you know, good for a kids movie. It's fun. Moved a little slow at certain parts, but I thought it was cool how they tied in so much of the Nintendo universe.
Yeah.
Without going into too many spoilers, there were some characters that I was pleasantly surprised to see and really enjoyed having in the movie. Particularly Seth Rogen's character really made me laugh. So I also agree with your point about Peach too. They totally reversed her character in the game from being this like helpless damsel in distress to being like a badass. So it was cool.
Cool. All right. So next up we have the acting, and I am also going to give that an A-. I was pleasantly surprised with how much having Chris Pratt play Mario didn't bother me. You know, you had seen everything about it beforehand, like, oh, he's not Italian, like, this is not accurate. Honestly, like, once the movies gets going, like, you don't even really pay attention to it. Like, it's not something that stands out. So, and I was surprised by that because I didn't think I was going to enjoy it either. Anna Taylor-Joy does a great job as Princess Peach. And then you have Jack Black, who's pretty much just great in everything he does. You got Charlie Day, huge fan of his, and Seth Rogen. They all played their parts as Bowser, Luigi, and Donkey Kong, respectively. They all played it so well. So I was very impressed with the actors and actresses that they chose. And overall, I give the acting grade an A- in that. So
I would agree. I thought it was funny how in the beginning of the movie they like almost kind of nod to the whole Italian thing when they're like doing their commercial and they're
Yeah.
putting on the accent in the beginning of the movie, and then they like switch to real life them and they don't actually have the accent. I thought it was clever, and I wouldn't have wanted to listen to that the whole movie. It
the
would've
whole,
gotten
yeah,
annoying.
an hour and a half of like an overly thick, like Italian accent. I think that would have been a little much. And honestly, the more I think about it, it might be a little racist with how like just over like dramatic it was in the Mario
Yeah.
games. So yeah, I thought they did a good job there. So no complaints. All right, and then you have oh, go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say Nick hit the spot on, like, like after that one part, that was it, and they didn't oversaturate the movie with it. I don't know, man. I forgot Chris Pratt was even fucking Mario, to be honest with you. Like the whole time, I was like, oh shit, that was him. So
Yeah, it was very well done. I think they did a really good job. All right, and so last we will talk about children's themes and comedy. I kind of wrap that up into one. I give that an A+. I feel like this movie has something for everyone. For the kids that are new to Mario games and the franchise, like this will set them up as something that they'll remember and love to enjoy, and probably will get into the games. And then for us, like '90s babies, like that grew up with the core Mario games, they definitely, as you said, Nick, they play so many like nostalgia moments throughout the movie, and just constant callback to those games throughout the film. One of the best things was when they did like the little flashback, mini spoiler alert here, and they showed like baby Mario and baby Luigi. Like I love that because they looked exactly like they looked from the games, and I just thought that was super cool. So I think they did a really, really good job, and there were some pretty funny moments. I saw Beast Boy in the chat singing the Peaches 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 song. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. So it had something for everybody. So overall, I give it an A+ on the comedy and the children's themes.
Even, and like, I don't know, you can call this a spoiler if you want. It's not a major plot point, but they're on Rainbow Road in carts at one point, and it literally shows him like fighting to jump off down onto the other part of Rainbow Road, which is like a famous shortcut in the game. So like even like little things that they don't even draw that much attention to was really, really cool. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, they had a lot of callbacks, and that, by the way, that shit was hard as hell. Like in the actual game, trying to jump from the Rainbow Road shortcut, dude, nobody ever made that.
Rainbow Road in general is just a nightmare.
Yeah, it was
nightmare of a map.
Awesome. All right, so
fun.
Yep, go ahead.
Fun fact: IGN says that Jack Black's song "Peaches" is number 84 on the Billboard Top 100. Right.
All right, it wasn't that good. It was funny. It wasn't that good.
I'm just letting you know, dude. I'm just letting you know. I'm trying to give you some spoiled news. You know what I'm saying?
Well, people love Jack Black, so I'm not surprised. So overall grade for this movie, I give it a solid A. Really enjoyed it. Would definitely watch it again. Probably gonna buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. And I definitely would be open to a sequel. For me, I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score. It has a 58% critic review score and a 96% user score. I think we probably generally are more aligned with the user score. I really don't understand the low critic score. Like, what else are you expecting from an animated Mario movie?
Like what?
What more could it give you? Like, it didn't need to be complex or anything. So that was really weird to me, that it got such a low score. But hey, it is what it is. So, but overall, I give it an A. I thought it was a really, really solid movie.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just another instance of audience score winning out over critic score. KO Megablade, I don't think he's in here tonight, but like, he was like saying, well, this movie did this and this movie did. I'm like, no. 9 times out of 10, if the critic score is low and the audience score is high, it's just going to be a fun movie. Is it going to blow you away with like subtleties and similes and metaphors and all this deeper meaning? No. But it's going to be a fun ass movie.
There you go.
And that's what this movie was. This was fun. I walked out of this movie saying, that was fun. I enjoyed that. It was what I wanted it to be.
There you
go.
Yeah,
I'd watch it again and be open to a sequel for sure.
Agree.
Unfortunately, I have to watch it again because I fell asleep. to give an honest grade. But from what I do remember seeing, you guys are spot on. Like an A is a good score for it. I am curious as to how a critic critiques these movies. Like, I want to know if it's like a 5-page or some shit on like why the movie is bad, and then they average out the scores. I don't know, man, but a 56 seems kind of low from what we saw, and I thought it was good. So
Yeah. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes, you go to their website, you can look at the reviews the critics leave, and I don't know. Like, some of them are just like wild, and I think people just have way too much time on their hands, and it's a fun movie to enjoy. But I do have a question for you guys, and we'll probably wrap it up after this since we're a little bit over time. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us, though. So we've gotten our first animated Mario movie, and we also now have 2 live action / animated Sonic movies. Sonic is basically animated in the movie, but it's live action. And Knuckles actually is getting his own movie from that universe, side story. But could we possibly be seeing the setup for a Super Smash Bros. Universe movie? And what are your thoughts on that?
So people have been talking about it, and I think it will be sick. But this is going to end up being like the MCU, basically. Because think about how many people you have to introduce in Super Smash Bros. So like, you got to include Star Fox, right? So now you got to tell a Star Fox story, which will be sick. I'm gonna tell you right now, that'll be sick.
Star Fox would be a good movie.
You also have to do Zelda at this point. And how many iterations of Zelda are there? So my brother has like this thick ass book of like Zelda lore, because there's a time when Link dies, and then there's an actual story where Link lives, and I don't know, man. It's a whole bunch of stories that he's told me about. So you have to literally find the perfect Link for it. So how many stories of Zelda do you need to tell? It's going to be a lot. I feel like it's going to be a lot.
Well, unless they do the same thing that Marvel does, where they have multiple Smash Bros. Movies. So you start out with like the core, like, I don't know, 5, 6, 8 characters, whatever it is, and you do a Smash Bros. Movie, and then you do another bunch of spin-offs, and you do another Smash Bros. Movie where they bring in more people until eventually you've got everybody in there. Dude, it's like a gold mine.
I also disagree. Like, I don't think it needs to be that deep. It's an animated, like, kids movie. It's not the MCU. Like, we don't need this overly complex story of character development. Like, honestly, in my personal opinion, I think that you could set up a Super Smash Bros. Movie now that you've introduced like Sonic and Mario, like have them going head to head. They build their team. You can introduce these characters in a movie. I think there are some other characters that you could probably tell a story for, like Star Fox would be pretty cool. Of course, Zelda is huge, but you don't need to, like, if you think about the entire roster of Smash Bros, like, you literally could just have a movie where they have to battle each other and they're picking their teammates and they introduce these characters in that movie. Like, I don't think it has to be that deep because it's an animated movie. So I think it'll be a little bit easier than the MCU would be. And it would be freaking awesome. Like, I think it would be pretty cool and pretty dope. So,
As long as they get my man Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon, yeah. All right. If you could only pick one character other than Mario and Sonic to be in the Super Smash Bros. Movie that we are creating, what character would it be? Sounds like Captain Falcon for you, Nick.
No, Metroid.
Metroid? Okay. All right, Metroid. All right, Ryan, who's your character?
Are we doing the original Smash Bros?
No. We go
Just the
Ultimate.
Nintendo universe.
It could even be somebody who isn't included in, Smash Bros that you would want to be included. But stick to Nintendo universe. Don't say like Goku, because I know people are like, oh, they should put Dragon Ball Z in Smash Bros. Like, they should.
No, I wouldn't do that. I was actually thinking Fire Emblem. Like, honestly, I feel like if we're talking about one in particular, then I'm gonna say Roy and Marth, because those were the original. And then you can always put Lucina and Crime and all them later, but I would definitely say start out with Roy and Marth for sure.
Yeah, I love it. I think, Fire Emblem is a deep cast of characters. Now, you talk about a movie that you could do. Like, I think a Fire Emblem movie would be cool, too. But there's so many different characters you could put in the game. So I was going to go with Fire Emblem as well, just because Lucina is my main in Smash Bros. Also Sonic, so, he would already be in the movie. But, yeah, I think Fire Emblem would be great. So maybe Nintendo is setting us up for something. Who knows? We'll see.
They're definitely testing the waters. If they haven't made up their mind already, they're testing it out.
I agree. Cool. Let's look at the chat one last time before we call it.
So Beast Boy was dropping a little bit of knowledge on us here. He says, spoiler alert, the original voice actor, I think for Mario, was in it.
Yeah, he was.
I
He
didn't
was
know.
when I can't remember the scene exactly, but they like showed the like original like Mario, like the pixelated Mario, and he said something like that was him, like the original voice actor. So
Okay.
yep.
Lex is on board for a Smash Bros. Movie.
Okay.
Suki says Link has so many universes and stories.
He does.
Lex says her and a friend have been back and forth between Link's his right hand and left hand. What?
Because I think he switches hands when he wields the sword. So
So there's a right-handed Link and a left-handed Link.
Right-handed Link is reincarnated from Ocarina of Time. He's left-handed.
Yep.
But the argument is that the other games okay, y'all.
Exactly. We don't need to go that
Come
deep. We don't need to go that deep.
No,
Like,
that's what I'm saying though.
We
Like,
don't-
Link
no.
as a character is in depth, bro. That's
wow,
what
we
I'm telling you.
don't. We don't need to go that deep, dude.
He could just be ambidextrous. you
Yeah,
know?
it's an animated
No,
movie.
fucker,
Maybe,
he's
maybe
not.
they're, or they could do two Links. They could do one on one team and one on the other. One's left-handed and one's right-handed, and then they could do like the Spider-Man point at you type of thing. And one of them could wear a different color hat or some shit. I don't know. It doesn't have to be that deep, bro. It doesn't have to be that deep. Cool, good stuff. All right. Well, I think we will go ahead and call it on that. So we appreciate everybody sticking through with us. I know we went a little bit late today, but that is our show. Please don't forget to follow us on Twitch because we air every Monday at 8:30 Eastern. Also follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube at Spoiler Alert for You. Again, that's Spoiler Alert, the number 4 and the letter U. If we spoiled something for you today, sorry, not sorry, because we are just talking about the things we love. And spoiler alert, we do love all of you, and we will see you next week.
And follow me on Twitch, Scante, SC.
Follow him on Twitch.
Hey man, please follow this dude on Twitch, man, because I ain't even gonna hold you. I got it on last night, and you only had one other person up in there, and I was like, damn, bro. Like, I wish I would have got on sooner,
I just
dog.
be killing it
Dude,
with 2 people in my chat.
It starts
You
out right
struggling,
there,
man.
honestly,
Hey,
bro.
but you be talking like you got 100 people. That's what I like about this shit, bro. Like, you don't give up, man. You can have 0.
You gotta
and
keep
like,
going.
"Bet I'm with
You
this
gotta
shit."
start somewhere, bro. Like when I started, I had 1 or 2 people in there. Like, you know, I get 5 or 6 now on average. So, you know, you gotta start somewhere, bro.
For sure.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
Cool.
We appreciate each and every one of you
Appreciate
for hanging out.
All right,
and for
everybody.
contributing in the chat.
Yeah. See ya. See you next Monday.